If you guys are convicted in him, if you guys believe in him, so this was a guy that Daboll wanted. Dart is a Daboll guy, and that raises another dynamic that's important here. There's no guarantee the next coach is going to be a Jaxson Dart guy. He may say he is in order to get the job, and then we'll find out through the passage of time and the playing of games and the failure or success of seasons whether or not that coach wants to keep Jaxson Dart around or wants to pivot to someone else. But Daboll is a Dart guy, and that's now one of the very real issues that the Giants are going to be dealing with. Vetting their candidates and getting to the bottom of the question of, are you really a Jaxson Dart guy, or are you saying that until you get your 5-year fully guaranteed contract?
I mean, is it not similar to Mike McDaniel? Like when he took over in Miami, do we know if he was truly a Tua guy? I mean, he rant and raved about Tua, and I'm not saying he's not, but it was to get that job, you had to be a Tua guy. So, like, why would I come in and say, hey, I'm not a Tua? No, like, I'm a Tua guy. Like, and then you see he got in there. Tua had instant success right away. But, like, they still haven't had the wins or the different things that you would look. And now he's on the hot seat this year where I think there's going to be an argument if he doesn't make it out of this year of, hey, was he ever truly a Tua guy, or did he do what he had to do to become a head coach? So I agree with you in that situation. And it's funny watching that clip because you could see Daboll, like me knowing Daboll, he's just sitting there like, I told you, I want Jaxson Dart. Like, you can tell me who's here, but like, I want Jaxson Dart. He's kind of sitting back, looking, nodding his head like, do what you got to do, but get Jaxson Dart in our building. And, I mean, look, the wins haven't paid off, but we've seen this before where a coach gets fired and then the team might have success later on with a different coach. And we'll say, hey, that coach had to take them a little bit further than that. But, like, this is going to be a credit to Daboll, whatever Jaxson Dart turns into, because he saw it. And I would say from watching them two, their relationship, the way he's coached him has been very productive for Jaxson Dart when he's out there on the field.
And why would you want to disrupt that now? That's the thing. How many of these first-round quarterbacks are going to get sent to a team where after 1 year they got a new head coach and a new coordinator, and we wonder why they don't develop? And then we wonder why we have this rash of quarterbacks who end up somewhere else and they're far better than they ever were. And then we wonder why quarterbacks refuse to say, I don't wonder about this, I don't understand it, I'm not going to your crappy team. I'm not getting caught in your mess of dysfunction. Jets, no thank you. Browns, no thank you. Giants, no thank you. No thank you. I want to go to a place where I know the coach is going to be there, where my career is going to be taken care of, and I'm not going to be thrown into this disarray that Jaxson Dart is now in. Jaxson Dart may be pissed off that they fired Brian Daboll. So they did, and that's it. And Mike Kafka takes over as the interim head coach. I saw something yesterday where part of the justification is, well, they're concerned that, they may let him get out of the building like Tom Landry and Vince Lombardi once did. Well, I hope they're not comparing Mike Kafka to Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry, first of all. But second of all, that's a shitty way to do business. We're going to fire our coach because we really want to give this guy an audition. We really want to give this guy an audition. Instead of rolling the dice on making him a head coach like everybody else, we really want to give this guy an audition because we think he could be special. Well, if you think he could be special, hire him. You can't hire him now, but my point is that's not a good justification for firing Brian Daboll. You either stick it out with your head coach or you fire him, and the guy who takes over gets a chance to prove that he can do it. But this idea that, the offensive coordinator on the staff of the guy we fired could end up being the next George Halas, I think that's just weak PR spin.
Yeah, and what always baffles me is the NFL only cares about recent stories. So you look at Drake May and you look at Caleb Williams, both playing way better this year with new offensive coordinators. And I think the Giants and I think other people look at that and they go, oh, no. We got to upgrade. We got to get somebody else. We got to do this because if we do that, then we get Drake May in year 2. We get Caleb Williams in year 2. Like, that's what we want. They ignore all the other situations where guys play for 2, 3, 4 multiple offensive coordinators the first 4 to 5 years and how that hampers their career. They want to ignore that because there's too two current quarterbacks doing it right now, and I think that's what's happening because 100% agree with you. For Jaxson Dart to come in and whatever limitations people thought he had coming out of the draft, you're watching him, like you've watched him take on the Denver Broncos defense, the Philadelphia Eagles like some of these defenses that are supposed to be really hard to take on, and it's just like, well, it is what it is, you know, like that's easy. That's because he's so good. It has nothing to do with Brian Daboll, and Mike Kafka's a Brian Daboll guy being under him in Buffalo, all those things. And you just say, you know what, he's gone. We'll see if it works out, but it just felt like he found something with Dart, and that would be what they kind of stuck behind. So it's still a little shocking to me.
However it plays out, wherever the Giants may search, whatever decisions they may make for the future of their franchise, the one thing I hope is that when they finally hire a guy, Bill Belichick texts congratulations to the guy who actually got the job, not some other guy that's got the
Maybe they go get Bill.
That's
Maybe
all I can hope for. I've got two names that I'm confident they won't hire. Bill and the guy that Bill accidentally texted congratulations, Brian Flores, because that's one of the teams Flores is suing. So even though the Vikings defense isn't quite what it was last year, I don't think the Giants are going to be interested. And, you know, they have to go get an offensive coordinator. They have to get a Ben Johnson. They have to get somebody who's going to come in and be joined at the hip with that quarterback. You want your GM and coach joined at the hip. You want your coach and quarterback joined at the hip. You don't want to have a situation where I've got a defensive coach and I got a coordinator who's developing my quarterback and he's doing such a good job, he got a head coaching job. I want my coach to be an offensive guy and develop that guy and get the most out of the quarterback for years to come. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.